Yes, everybody, welcome to the channel. Stephen Howson, Manchester United have beaten Crystal Palace 2-1 at Old Trafford to go into third spot in the league. We are awaiting Newcastle's game a little bit later on, but that puts us on 42 points. They're on 39. You have got Manchester City sitting above us 3 points on 45. City are actually playing Spurs tomorrow. When you look at all the rest of the results that's happened, you've seen Arsenal lose against Sean Dyche Everton. Honestly, if I could have said to you, Sean Dyche going to get a win at home, if you'd have said to me, what, McNeil crosses it for Tarkowski, 1-0, what club are we at? Mental. Anyway, so Arsenal have lost. Chelsea failed to pick up any... Oh, they got a draw, so they got a point last night. Liverpool have lost. If you're not enjoying Liverpool's demise, honestly, pick a new sport because this is sensational stuff. Obviously, Newcastle are playing West Ham later, and then we've got City Spurs tomorrow. But as it stands, hell of a weekend for Manchester United. And what was a pretty straightforward game. I'm not going to say it was easy, but it was straightforward game. United having a ton of chances, not really putting those chances away. We've got to be a little bit more clinical that when you've got so many shots. But what we do see from United is we start to control the game. And actually, Crystal Palace aren't... I sort of prejudiced Crystal Palace thinking, do you know what? You've got a team here that's a direct... But they didn't. They under Vieira, they actually play really good football and they hold the ball and they hold possession really well. They are a possession-based team. So it was two teams holding possession, but United really finding the penetration with the possession. But for 60, 65 minutes, honestly, it was a bit boring. Like, it was a bit of a boring game. It kind of needed a bit of a spark. And then, fucking hell, did we get some spark? Oh, my days. So Anthony gets shoved up. Schlupp knew what he was doing, but it wasn't really anything too serious. The problem is the massive drop-off at the pitch at Old Trafford. And it's been like that for ages because it's brick. There's a big slope, and then there's a couple of brick, and then there's like a 8 to 10 inch drop, and then there's a little bit of like the sort of stuff that they have in kids' playgrounds. So the little semi-spongy type stuff. If you fall down that, it's gonna hurt. So Schlupp's gone in a little bit hard. Anthony's gone down. Obviously, he's reacted, but the rest of the team has reacted as well. And I was only saying on XG Files yesterday, I love a bit of needle, man. I love it when players care. Casemiro's got Will Hughes by the throat. I can't say I hate it. I really can't say I hate it. We're going to miss him for 3 games, but it's Leeds twice and Leicester. They're winnable games even without Casemiro. Are they winnable games without Casemiro and Eriksen? Damn, we're going to find out, aren't we? Sabitzer's going to have to get up to speed with a quickness because that is definitely going to be an issue for us to try and cover up for both of those players missing. And if you're wondering, we'd be fine without both of those players, may I take you back to last season? Because that's literally the change that we've seen. Sabitzer is going to need to get himself up to speed on that one. But onto the positive stuff, obviously, Casemiro being out for 3 games is not positive. But what was positive was the work rate, the character, the resilience. United haven't really had to hold on at all this season. And we've taken the lead loads in games. And obviously against Arsenal, against Crystal Palace recently, we saw us capitulate and draw and lose those games. And that's disappointing to see because when you've got the lead, you want to try and keep hold of the lead. There's nothing worse than taking the lead and then seeing it snatched from underneath you. But we held on and we deserve that. We've dropped points from leads that I think they're probably disappointed with. So the fact that we held on, 7 minutes injury time as well, I think the lads will take a lot from that. Sometimes you get a lot as a group from that sort of team performance. The team spirit will have took levels up on the back of that today, rather than just like a run-of-the-mill 2-0, which would have been nice, but we didn't get. Can I talk about Martinez? Oh my, I'm in love with the guy. The guy is just character personified. And we have missed him and Casemiro, in all honesty. We've missed, for years we haven't had anyone in that ilk, in that sort of role. And what Casemiro has brought, what Martinez has brought, has been absolutely sensational. And Martinez and Varane, they were unlucky to concede today, but Martinez and Varane, They're such an excellent partnership. And that is the rock, the foundation of what this Manchester United side's title challenge will be built on. We're not in a title challenge this season. As I said, we had to beat both Crystal Palace and Arsenal a couple of weeks ago. And then I'd have been all aboard the giddy train saying we're going to do it. Don't think we're going to do it now. We are only 8 points off Arsenal, but we've played a game more. We're only 3 points off City, but we've played a game more. If we finish within that amount of points or less from the two teams at the top of the table, I'd be pretty content with that for Ten Hag's first season. But what I'll be hoping for is that we can go on and put a run together where we really need to do that. And I'd be happy with that. I think that would be a great base for us to start next season on, because I think we are capable of going on a run. I think we are capable of putting together a series of wins as we've shown this season, and even without a perfect and a complete squad. But what I can't not talk about here is Marcus Rashford and his just knack of scoring goals. And if you're someone that's being productive with scoring goals, you're allowed to do nothing in the game. And I don't think Marcus did nothing in the game, but I don't think it was his best game in the last few weeks, for sure. I thought, what is it, 6 in his last 7, 11 in 13 all competitions. That's world class. That's legitimately world class. And I still, when I look at Marcus playing now, I see a space still. I see an area he can improve even more into, and that's terrifying and exciting at the same time. I thought Vegas had a quiet game. Martial is a little bit disappointing that he just can't be trusted to come and play some games. Sabitzer didn't really have much of an opportunity to impress, did he, because of the circumstances of when he came onto the pitch. But I just got, I'm really happy with the progress of the club at the moment. It'd have been nice to keep a clean sheet. It'd have been nice to expand our goal difference a little bit, because I think we've got the worst goal difference, like in the top whatever. But overall, look at where we are. Look at Chelsea are 9th, Liverpool 10th. Come on, man. How can you not enjoy that? How can you not enjoy just sitting pretty where we are right now and go, yeah, do you know what, man? Life is all right at the moment. Couple of winnable games. It'd been easier if you had Casemiro, but let's look at the positives. He'll be rested for Barcelona, so he'll be nice and fresh for those games, and he'll be nice and fresh for the EFL Cup final. That's what we want. That's where we need Casemiro, because it's all about silverware, innit, this season. If we can get some silverware in, that'll just rubber stamp how good a start it has been from Erik ten Hag. But I'm absolutely buzzing. 5 things will be out in the morning. As always, Paddock 161 today. We're back in the W column. Everything's rosy today. Might take the missus out. See you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.